Hello and welcome to Road America, site to race number 4 of the 2008 NRSL Coke Vanilla Cup Series season. And joining me once again in the booth is Stephen Paul III.
Hello, guys.
So from the duels on Thursday, Kenny Moma will start alongside Tim Randolph as our front row. Max Anderson will start alongside Rob Evans in row 2. Matt Dixon and Peter Onjek row 3. Alexander Rowe, Henry Williams in row 4. With William Duncan and Gene Sanford making up row number 5. Here's the rest of the starting grid as I hand it over to Stephen.
Well, it's not going to be as crazy as the D&Q races we saw about on Facebook, but it's definitely going to be interesting. Tim Randolph's had the best car on the duels. Can he pull away in this race? Pit strategy is going to be very interesting. I heard these cars can go a little longer from some testing. The drivers have done this through the practice session, so who can stretch the fuel mileage the best and who can win it? And starting in the back, what strategy you're going to have to our front? Because, the points do mean everything. In our final row is Chris Wilson using his first champs divisional, Mark George. And Stephen Paul III is the only winner in the field, too. Joshua Osborne won last season.
And he's not even in the field, period. Top 10 points coming in. JT Bryant leads by 2 points over Jessica Shelton. It's a big gap back to third. Alexander Rowe 50 points back. Mary Shelley's fourth in points as here comes the command.
Drivers, start your engines.
Mary Shelley's 58 back. Adam Flickinger rounds out the top 5, 78 points back. Top 10 in points. Chris Wilson is 85 back. Derek Hamill and Matt Dixon are tied for 7th at 104 points back. Gene Sanford is 9th in points, 105 back. And Henry Sanford rounds out the top 10, 120 points back. Down to Brian Hart in 15th. Is the lowest that could actually still leave here as the points leader, 142 points back for the 55 team. And we're set to go racing for 31 laps here, the NASCARnumbersite.org 500. Pace car is off, leaving the field under control. The Cintas Dodge as they make the run up the hill here.
Here we go.
And we are...
Wait for it.
Green from Road America. That was a little bit delayed, actually. I thought that would have come out a little bit earlier than that.
We talked about earlier in the week, we did mention Brian Hart was 15th in points, too. We kind of missed that. But anyways, 3 wide into the corner right here.
3 wide between Matt Dixon, Max Anderson, and Rob Evans. It's Kenny Moma that got the jump, though, out of turn number 1.
And Tim Randolph actually behind the 10. Whoa, Randolph.
Randolph does go a little bit wide. Is that going to open the door or not for the 87 down the... Oh, whoa!
Whoa. Dirt tracking, boys.
That was Adam Flickinger that went off course. He spun it. I believe Bill Bragg Jr. was the other one.
Where is Bill?
Wow. Back on course.
How did he save that race car?
As they go down to turn number 3. Lost stack up, but I didn't see anyone spin.
Unbelievable save right there, man. They were flying into that corner.
Well, that's going to be a free spot there for a lot of the drivers back there.
People kicking up some dust right there.
Zach Rogers ran a little bit wide. Opens the door for Gene Sanford around driver's right into turn number 5.
As you see, drivers actually making the corner, unlike the D&Q race.
That is true.
So here comes everybody. Oh, Onjak getting close on that bumper of the 45 LeDuc.
Yep. Side by side for a lot of drivers back here. This is the spot where you don't want to be double file, though, into the kink. Driver's right has not been where you want to be at all.
And that is a concrete barrier to the wall, and that might give you a concussion.
Louvier was one of the drivers on driver's right through the kink. Might have lost some spots, who knows. Trying to fend off from Gardner and Bill Braddock Jr. now.
Yeah, Braddock won the 2 duels, finished 7th, so he's pretty much been starting up there, but that first lap did not help him at all.
Well, and this week he didn't really finish up there that well in the duel, so didn't start high. As right now, Henry Williams trying to take over what I believe to be 4th away from Rob Evans.
Wow, I can't believe Kenny Momo's got the lead.
Gene Sanford, Adam McDowell, Brett Moma, 96, battle for 12th.
And down the corner, good job of McDowell right there.
McDowell able to block 47. Now Gene able to clear for 13th at least. That opens the door for Jeffrey White in the 16. The Sherwin-Williams Ford will grab 14th away from the 96.
Correct. It's coming down. Here's Leduc in the 45, battling with
And Jack was
Jack.
able to get is trying to get 7th away. Looks like he should be able to around driver's right of turn 3.
Getting a little hairy in second. Duncan, who's had a top 10 in both Road America races, the Road America Master right now in the top, trying to get into the top 10.
Well, currently last scored in 10th. Goes a little bit wide. That's going to open the door for Alexander Rowe. Maybe Leduc into the grass. That's going to kick up some dirt.
Yep, as the 31. This Rowe is up there in the points.
And Duncan trying to hang on to it. Going to lose some momentum there. That's going to open the door for Rogers now.
Well, Zach Rogers flirting with disaster right there.
Keeps on course. Actually, he's going to maybe lose a spot to Adam McDowell.
JT Bradling of the horror movie back there.
Oh, McDowell lost the front end there going into the kink. That's exactly what I was talking about. It's going to lose at least 1 spot, maybe 2.
Kind of kinky. As here they come down the corner right here.
And
JT, what you doing?
Looking for a line around him.
Whoa!
JT with a dive bomb.
That dive bomb. That was another statement. That was a crazy move.
Didn't quite make it work though, but JT does get the move to stick on the 16.
It's pretty Shaw in the 01 car right there.
Trying to make a move on Amy Shelley and Brett Moma.
Yep. I believe this is Brett Moma's first career race, isn't it?
He missed the first 3 races of the season. William Duncan now having to fend off from Alexander Rowe. That's for 9th.
Field's kind of spread. Well, we got some side-by-side races, but it's kind of a little spread out.
Anderson, unfortunately, not able to make the move there on the 60. All 42 cars, though, still running in this race.
Oh, that's very good here, as there's Evans in the 09 car. He finished 3rd in the 500 and missed the next 2 races, now running top 5. So looks like that might be a story of his season right now.
You know what, though? I'm sure that a lot of drivers would more than willingly trade DNQing a lot for making sure that they finish in the top 5 every race.
Yeah, that's going to be a good sponsorship, especially if Johnny keeps taking out his Hendrick's teammates.
Oh, jeez. As Evans trying to look for a way around the 18's going to peek there into turn number 4. Didn't quite make it work.
Man, you had to be Indiana Jones to make that move work.
Duncan goes a little bit wide. Is that going to open the door? No, not quite. Although Gene Sanford tries to take 11th away from the 15.
Yeah, this is our first road course race with these new cars here at Road America, so.
Just depends on what you're defining as new.
We ran the old cars here last year.
Well, true, but you said first road course race. I'm pretty sure we ran some road course races with this car last year.
Yeah, Steve Paul won his way into the chase.
JT Bryant going to look to driver's right of Adam McDowell. This going into Canada corner. That's looking like a favorite spot for JT today.
Yeah, JT is just how he's going to get some Canada dry after this race. It looks like he's been driving so hard in there.
And now trying to hang it in strong around the outside of that corner will make it'll turn into the the inside line for this next right-hander.
I think Leduc is from Canada, so he'll appreciate that.
That is true. He is a Canadian in the field. I don't know if there's any others. Zach Rogers now trying to take 10th away or 9th away from William Duncan. Will do so down the front straightaway into turn number 1.
Zach won the DNQ race last week. Whoa, God.
And now Duncan says, I want that spot back.
Well, Zach, he finished 39th in Atlanta.
It goes a little bit wide, though.
He's missed 2 races, got flipped off by 3 laps by Amy Shelley, and that's pretty much
it. Change. Tim Randolph now led the last lap. So after 2 laps of Kenny Moma pacing the field, now Tim Randolph back out in front.
We'll get the lawn chairs, guys.
Although top 3 still right there as Max Anderson right behind this battle.
Yeah, Anderson seems like he's going to be a very consistent driver. I mean, last season, the 88 missed a lot of races, but he was always consistent in the top 20. So now with the car a little bit higher in the points, we'll see how he can do. If he keeps making races, he could be a title threat.
Rob Evans got around Henry Williams for 4th.
Correct.
And Matt Dixon trying to find a way around.
This was definitely not the car they won. The team won in last year, but brand new chassis for the 70.
Well, but we'll have to wait and see. Maybe they figured out something with the setup that can help them this year as well. So,
correct. As we see, a lot of the teams Well, no, this is a brand new car. A lot of the teams from last year that used their setups for the Hooters cars we saw a few days ago, Mohammed Zain Abdullah won in.
Looks like Max Anderson might be trying to look for a way around the 10, trying to set up the move down into the final corner.
Correct, as we see the 60.
They go a little bit wide. Was that? I thought maybe for a second that the 60 was trying to pit.
Is everybody still running?
As Anderson now makes the move. And yes, although the 17 and the 12 have since made a pit stop. That's the only way that they would have been 50 seconds back. Anderson going for second into turn number 1. Can he make the move stick? Yes, he can. Henry Williams ran a little bit wide. That might open the door for Matt Dixon there as well.
So the 78 won at Atlantic, so it would be pretty cool to see Furniture Row get both cars with a win this year.
Meanwhile, I was saying that might open the door there, but no, it's Onjek that actually takes the spot away from the 70. And here comes Rob Evans looking for third on Kenny Moma.
And
should be able to make that pass work. How many corners is it going to take, though? He still has the inside line for the next corner. JT Bryant made a peek on Alexander Rowe. Couldn't quite make the move stick.
Correct. There we go. 09 a little loose right there.
And around the outside. Oh, contact! Around goes the 10!
Big crash! Oh, God, 10's
Henry
dead.
Williams is around and engine smoke off the 10. That's going to be day over for Kenny Moma.
Alexander Rowe. Oh, what are you doing?
Oh, jeez. Oh, Louvier just barely gets around that.
What happened? Man, this didn't happen. Wow.
Well, the only thing I can say is it looked like MoMA slid up into the 09 and then just clipped him and then nowhere for the 18 to go.
Wow, 18. Tough break for the 18, man.
Meanwhile, that puts Rob Evans up into a sole position of third. Peter Onjek now is fourth, and Matt Dixon now fifth. Dixon trying to find a way around the Jack Daniels Chevrolet, though, as they go into the final corner. Zach Rogers now has snuck his way up into seventh.
Momo was pretty low in the points.
Rob Evans going to pit on lap number 5.
Yeah, he's using that strategy. That was definitely not what the 10 or the 18 needed.
Dixon looks like he's going to get the run. Going to peek out there on the front straightaway.
Yep, here comes the 70 car.
And with pitting on lap number 5, it looks like we might be in for a 3-stop race here today at Road America.
Ooh, interesting. JT is 10th. Henry Williams is still 9th somehow. I don't know how that's possible.
LeDuc's going to now make the move on Zach Rogers. That is for the 5th position now, according to timing and scoring.
Is Henry Williams really still 9th? Yeah.
Gotta be.
I can't believe he's still 9th. He did a full, 360.
He did a 360, but kept going. Plus, then you had a lot of people that had to slow down a little bit because of what happened with the 10 car. Unfortunately, though, for Kenny Moma, he's going to be the first retiree of the day and going to end up finishing the day out in 42nd. LeDuc around the outside of Zach Rogers. That's a move I wouldn't have expected to work.
I think that's actually the first crash I've seen in the last 2 seasons there, and that's not going to work. It is.
And now William Duncan looking for who's going to come out on top of this battle and try and follow the winner of that battle through.
Oh, man, Duncan was playing no games with a rookie right there.
And LeDuc going to have the favored line, though, going into the kink. The quick right-hander. Duncan has to get out of the throttle. Is that going to open the door for Henry Williams or not?
Well, that was a veteran move right there, so.
Slight damage to the hood on the 18.
I would figure.
Well, I mean, just saying it, basically. As coming to the final corner, is the 60 going to pit this time around? Yes, he will. Max Anderson going to stay out, though, to try and lead a lap. Get 5 bonus points there. Peter Onjek also going to pit. Henry Williams, JT Bryant pitting that time around.
Yeah, the 18's going to lose a lot of time pitting.
Amy Shelley, Johnny Gardner, James Qualls also pitting. And Mary Shelley and Mark George also going to take time to pit this time around. Might be interesting to see where Rob Evans cycles out in all of this.
The final quarter right here.
Evans, as mentioned, the top 5 in the Daytona 500, 2 straight DNQs, comes into this one 41st in points, desperate need of a good run.
For real.
And seeing where he's going to merge, I saw 78 coming off pit lane. And there's the 07, so it looks like he'll cycle out right about where he was before it. And Stephen Paul III trying to battle with Tristan Wilhoit back here.
Correct. There's LaPlante in the 46 start in the back.
Yeah, Camel also started out back, is not made much progress from what we can tell.
Just
Brett
Satan
Moma
himself.
and Pretty Shaw battling for position. 96 goes wide. And William Duncan still has not yet gone around Rafael Leduc there. And Max Anderson right now in his own little zip code as a result of all this.
Correct, in the 87 car.
To be fair, probably not a bad spot to be. He did
No,
get his
not at
5
all.
bonus points though for leading a lap. Matt Dixon also in his own little zip code as well. Looks like Duncan trying to set up a move on the 45. And here on lap number 7, Max Anderson is going to pit.
Here comes Dixon to follow.
Dixon is as well. I kind of, at this point, I doubt any of these people would be able to stretch at that 8th lap. So I'm pretty sure we'll see the rest of the drivers pit this time around. Just kind of see, does anyone actually try and risk an 8th lap? Nope. So that should cycle it around to Tim Randolph out in front. We'll wait and see how timing and scoring cycles this.
Yep, as here comes the 60. And Rob Evans looks like he might be second out through all this. We'll have to see what happens.
We'll wait and see. Obviously, a lot still depends on who is where. There is the 87 on pit exit.
Oh,
so
it's
the
going
60 is going to be the leader. Rob Evans is indeed going to be second.
Great strategy call by the 09.
And Anderson comes out in third. Matt Dixon's going to be fourth. And Peter Onjek in fifth.
Oh, great strategy call by Onjek.
You want to try that again?
Onjek?
Where you're not yawning?
Oh boy, I worked 7:30 to 4 today.
Zach
so,
Rogers
you know,
in
it's been a long day.
sixth. JT Bryant is in seventh. Henry Williams still in eighth. William Duncan is in ninth, and Rafael Leduc 10th. Looks like Ryan George is 11th. Jeffrey White in 12th. Adam McDowell is 13th. Amy Shelley 14th, having to fend off from Johnny Gardner for 15th. We'll watch this battle a little bit as it's shaping up. Plus, they'll allow for timing and scoring to try and cycle around a little bit. Let's see if anyone ran into possible issues. I mean, I think there's more issues than just the clutch on the 10 after that wall, after the hit they took.
That's going to be a bad day in the fab shop.
So right now you're watching the battle for 14th between Amy Shelley and Johnny Gardner, the GoDaddy Chevrolet.
And we got a lot of TV time for Furniture Row.
I mean, to be fair, they've gotten a win. Amy Shelley comes in this one 31st in the points in that 78 car.
Hell, this Furniture Row got a Southern 500 win. Not a lot of teams can say that.
True. Especially because Darlington hasn't always been named Southern 500 in this series.
Yeah, true.
I think it's only been it's only been a couple of times, really. As Amy Shelley now all over the back bumper of Adam McDowell, looking to driver's left as they come up on a right-hander. And he's going to make the move work around the outside. Spectacular job by Amy Shelley.
Well, this is why she's a 7-time winner, so.
And Johnny Gardner also going to try and follow the 78 through. And timing scoring now cycles around, so that is indeed where they are. 16th after the pit stops is Pretty Shaw. Alexander Rowe is in 17th. William Brock 18th. Gene Sanford is in 19th, so she fell back a little bit. Chris Levier in 20th. Jack James 21st. James Qualls 22nd. Jessica Shelton 23rd. Mary Shelley, Jack Halleck Brett Moma is in 26. '27th now is Isaac Flickinger. 28th is Henry Sanford. 29th is Kira Arenthade. 30th is Time Pollard. Jonathan Zorline, 31st. Derek Hamill, 32nd. Austin LaPlante, 33rd. Stephen Pollard, 3rd, 34th. Chris Wilson, 35th. Brian Hart, Allie Nelson, Tristan Wilhoit, Bill Bragg Jr., and Adam Flickinger. Top 40? Oh, Mark George with an ignition issue has blown up.
And he got in a past champions. I'm telling you, the first car out in points really, really hates to see that.
As he came into this one 42nd in points, and now that might even take a hit again today.
Oh, yeah.
As Peter Onjak trying to close in on Matt Dixon for 4th position on the racetrack, the 07 and the 70. There's some numerology a little bit there. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, for sure. But one's got Jack and one's got pizza. As here he comes, just pushing the 70 into the corner.
Now is he going to be able to make the correct move or not, going into the right-hander?
No, he's not.
So,
You're going to mess big time.
Meanwhile, also worth mentioning the race lead. The interval is now under 2 seconds. Rob Evans is closing the gap up front.
Wow, I can't believe somebody's catching the 60.
He just ran his quickest lap of the race, not the quickest, but was a good 0.3 quicker than the 60. Meanwhile, still the best battle on track is between the 70 and the 07, or at least the highest battle on track.
Correct.
Also a battle, surprisingly, Henry Williams trying to catch Zach Rogers, I think. Either or Zach Rogers has just passed him.
Well, I think Zach Rogers be scared because the 18 crashed with his teammate.
Jeffrey White, Amy Shelley, Adam McDowell battle for the 12th position. Adam McDowell actually re-overtook the 78 apparently.
And here comes Jeffrey to the bottom, McDowell.
Jeffrey White came into this one. They were 12th in points coming in that 16 car. And Adam McDowell, the 44 team, was 51st.
Yeah, that shows how the season's going for the 44.
And then we mentioned Amy Shelley, 31st, trying to get into that top 30 with the win to clinch herself a starting spot in the field.
Correct. And she fell 3 points behind the 6 to get the locked in, but she still made it anyways.
Yeah, didn't need the locked in spot this week. This all happening 15.5 seconds behind the race leader, Tim Randolph. Gene Sanford having to fend off from William Brock back here, although
Jack James
Gene was actually behind the 20 at one point.
Jack James, who has no sponsorship, amazingly, we've had 4 different paint schemes to that car.
Mary Shelley going to take 23rd away from Chris Louvier, I believe. That's what it looks like. Hard to tell. Alexander Rowe going to try and now overtake Jack James. That is for the 19th position, or at least reclaim the 19th position. And I saw Pretty Shaw in the 01 trying to make a move just up in front of these guys. That's on Johnny Gardner.
And here comes down here. Oh, man.
Battle for 15th between the 25 and the 01. Amy Shelley trying to make the move on the 16. Going into the right-hander turn 2. She was there. Jeffrey White tried to shut the door and thought better of it.
Yeah, Jeffrey didn't learn his lesson, I guess.
Gap holding steady up front now as Gene Sanford now tries to make the move on Pretty Shaw, who was unable to overtake the 25. And now here comes William Brock, maybe 3 wide down into turn 3. Nope. Almost 3 wide off of it, though.
Yeah.
Matt Dixon has... Oh, no, sorry. Onjek was the one trying to pass the 70. Just looking at him like, wait, the gap was closing up here in the battle for 4th.
Yep, as the 70 car goes a little loose right there. As I gotta go grab something real quick.
Okay,
this is the part. This is the part of the broadcast where things don't go right.
Yeah. Fortunately, not much is going to end up happening into the kink, although looks like we've had someone go off there. I'm not quite sure what happened. Now that I notice it, you probably would have already seen it in the bottom left. Rafael Leduc now trying to close in on William Duncan. Once again, this is the battle for 9th position. As they go off into the final corner. Leduc all over the back bumper of that 31 down the front straightaway. Leduc looking for the right spot to peek out, though. Where will he make the move? As the 09 is on pit lane for the second time. Alexander Rowe has been involved in a crash, though. The Turtle Wax Chevrolet with issues. Third in the points. Two tires for Rob Evans. Just the left side's going on that 09 car. William Brock also on pit lane. So it looks like we know what has happened there. Time Pollard is back in 36th. And now Zach Rogers going to try and make the move on Peter Onjek. That is for 5th position. As the 19 tries it the hard way around the outside of Onjek through turn number 5 now. And he will complete the pass before turn 6. So move the 19 now up to 5th. Onjek back to 6th. Both drivers here in need of a good run. Not the start of the season either driver would have liked. 56th and 57th in the points respectively for both of them. Rogers ahead of Onjek coming into this race. As Rafael Leduc still trying to close the gap on the 31 as frames become a little bit of an issue going through here. Duncan trying to close in on the 42 as well. And Henry Williams now going to try and set his sights on the 07. Tim Randolph now will pit on lap number 12. Anderson's able to go at least one lap farther, as well as Matt Dixon. Onjek and Williams now will pit this time by, as well as JT Bryant. Gardner and Amy Shelley will pit, as Gardner was just trying to make a move. Mary Shelley will also pit in the 08 car, as the second round of pit stops have begun here from Road America. Maybe a 4-stop, actually. Who knows? Allie Nelson also will pit, as well as Austin LaPlante, who's got some damage to the rear end of his car, apparently. And now, there's the 60 already exiting the pit lane. And he's going to be contesting with the 84 and the 55 on the pit exit. There's the 99 as well. And now the 99 going to try and make the move on the 55 car. How well is Tim Randolph going to be able to deal with the lap traffic is going to be the question. Tim Randolph still led at the stripe, by the way, on that. Although the 87 does already have his 5 bonus points for leading a lap. Battle for second, possibly on the racetrack between Matt Dixon and Zach Rogers now.
How the heck did Zach Rogers get to third?
We are in the midst of our second round of pit stops. That's how. 60 is just pit. That's what you just missed.
Oh, okay. Did anybody? I see there was a crash.
Yeah. So what at this point, what I'm believing has happened is that was Alexander Rowe and William Brock that have crashed in the kink.
Oh, that's not good for them.
As both drivers have retired from the race due to accidents. So we are down to 38 cars running. Max Anderson now will pit on lap number 13. And looks like probably the entire field will pit, or the drivers that have yet to pit will stop here on lap 13. Not quite yet to halfway, and we've already seen 2 pit stops from most of the field. Jack James actually going to stay out 1 extra lap in the 28 car. Going to try and lead a lap there and try and get 5 bonus points for their efforts this season.
Yep,
There's Tim Randolph. Going to be interesting to see what the gap is between the 08 or the 60 and the 09 here down the front straightaway. 60 crossed the line in 19th. The 07 looks to be, that's 2.9 seconds back.
Just about there, but good run. Really good run for the 09 team right
And
there.
Anderson's going to actually jump the 09 team on pit lane in the second pit stop cycle. So, new second place driver is Max Anderson, effectively.
Yes. Jack James in 8th. Well, I think they stayed out, didn't they?
Jack James currently is the only driver yet to make their second pit stop of the race. Austin O'Brien with more issues.
The 12 car was more damaged.
Kind of hard to tell there. Who knows?
I think Braddock is stuck on pit road, isn't he?
I don't think so. No. Jessica Shelton's just been teleported to pit lane though in the 21.
Oh, I think I might have an indication what that. We'll have to see on the replay, but I don't have a replay camera with me.
Depending on what's happened, you will have already seen in the lower left, possibly. Who knows? Depends on what I edit in, what I don't. As meanwhile, Rob Evans trying to look for a way around the 87. I know the 09 took 2 tires. I'm not quite sure what the 87 took.
Whoa, Rob, whatever he took, Rob Evans is flying, man.
Evans going to look for a way around the 87. I wouldn't do it to driver's left, though, considering next corner's a right-hander.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too good. That you don't want to go on that gravel. Those tires don't like gravel. As here, Rob Evans is going to either turn him or just punt him.
Evans all over the back of that 87.
Oh, my Lord. He is just pushing he's pushing him, and we're at a road course.
And into this corner, not bending yet.
Oh.
Now he's going to have the draft to the front straightaway here to try and help him out. The 28 strategy to lead a lot did not work because their pit stall was before the start finish line.
Well, sponsoryates.com. Oh, wait, they couldn't even put sponsor Yates on the car.
As 4 seconds is the gap back to the 87 right now. That's how much time the 09 lost in that extra lap, being behind the 87.
If the 60 could have a brake failure, that'd be great.
And so now the top field rundown here after the second round of pit stops. Tim Randolph is leading over Max Anderson, Rob Evans, Matt Dixon, Zach Rogers is in 5th, Henry Williams 6th, Peter Onjak 7th, William Duncan is in 8th, Ryan George is 9th, and Rafael Leduc is in 10th. Battle for 12th between JT Bryant and Adam McDowell. And that one's going to go the way of the 42. 14th is Amy Shelley. Jeffrey White is in 15th. Pretty Shaw 16th. And Johnny Gardner in 17th. Jack James is in 18th. Gene Sanford, I believe, is in 19th. And Amy Shelley in 20th. Isaac Flickinger 21st. Zorline 22nd. Halleck 23rd. And Louvier 24th. Aaron Thay 25th, Henry Sanford 26th, Chris Wilson 27th, Balfour 28th between the 00 and the 40.
Yep, as Allie Nelson's still in the race, so I forgot she was even in here.
Actually, we'll watch this battle a little bit and try and let timing scoring kind of reset itself a little bit so I know for sure. Stephen Paul III also trying to battle the 96 car. Gonna open the door for the 99 through the carousel though.
Oh my God, don't go off, Steven. He has yet to finish a race this season.
84 Red Bull Toyota struggles reliability-wise this season. Gonna get the jump on the 99 though through there.
Correct, as 55 back there, Hart not having the day he wanted.
Wallace gets the spot out of his teammate there. There's Austin LaPlante 35th, 36th, 37th. As we now are basically down to 37 cars running. Depends on what the issue was to the 21.
I have a feeling, but I can't really confirm because we don't have replay cameras.
4 seconds there, the gap now to the 87, so they actually did close by 0.2 of a second there. The problem is, this runs are going to be too short to really make anything out of it.
Yeah, anything to happen, yeah.
Which is why I was kind of hoping for that other thing. Oops. Just an unfortunate thing there with errors. As Peter Onjak trying to find a way around the 18 of Henry Williams, battle for 6th on the racetrack. Toyota versus Chevy, JGR versus RCR.
Yep, it's basically the 18 team is still up here.
Considering the issues they've had today, yeah.
18's not been notoriously well in this series the last few years, so good to see them up here.
52nd in the points coming into this one. Would be a great run to see them be able to finish 6th today. Would
Ryan
be their
George,
first top 10 of the season.
Ryan hasn't made a race since barely making the Daytona 500. Dixon in 4th. He's the 71 last season, but Dixon, it's been a while since Dixon went to Spartanville last season.
Correct, yeah. Which, actually, considering he only ran COT races, wasn't that long ago in terms of starts.
Correct. Yeah, because it was part-time. That's very true, Charles. As William Duncan, like I said, top 10 in both road courses here the last 2 seasons, so he's looking to be the
both
road
races
at
this
American
particular track.
Correct.
I
The
wouldn't
road
say
course
road courses in general. We don't exactly know those numbers yet.
Yeah, well, the RCR won the inaugural race here, so it looks like they brought that setup they used on Pollard that day to the 31 car.
Well, also to the 07, who's running up in the top 10. And Onjek with a run down the front straightaway. Will he be able to make a move on the 18 is the question. It's going to peak, and there we go. The Jack Daniels Camo Chevrolet makes the move on Henry Williams down the front straightaway for the 6th position. And something happened to the 87 that time around. To have lost that much ground.
He was already 4 seconds back.
Well, yeah, but he lost another 7/10.
Yeah, well, I mean, the 60 car is dominating.
So Peter Onjek now trying to find a way around the 18 as he wasn't able to make the move stick, actually.
Correct. And, you know, we say people winning locked in the chase, but that's not a thing. We still got 20. We could have 26 different winners.
We could. Right now we've had 4 different to start the season, and all 4 of them are still in the top 30. Or sorry, we're looking to have our 4th different winner. I'm thinking of the other series. Although,
yeah,
I don't think any of the series yet have had a repeat winner. So
which, I mean,
had 4.
With 62 cars, if you win 2 races in the year, that's going to be pretty impressive because it's damn near, it's hard.
I mean, you're saying that. Steve Pollard somehow managed to win 4 times with 50 different, or 50 drivers, so.
Well, 50 is 12 less than 62. You're the math teacher, Charles.
I understand that. I'm just saying. The fact that he went out and won 4, which hadn't even been done in the Cup Series at that point, was one of the bigger fields in the series history. So anything's possible. Onjek able to keep the move hidden there for now. Let's see down into the Canada corner. Matt Dixon has caught the 09 car.
And so this is, if this was for the lead, this would have been great.
Probably could have been had we actually had it on 1X instead of 2X.
Remp.
As Rob Evans going to make his 3rd pit stop of the race here on lap 17. He was the first one to pit on the 2nd cycle as well. William Duncan actually found a way around his teammate possibly.
And here comes Duncan up through the field, the AT&T car. They actually got sponsorship confirmed for this year. They don't have the blank 31 now.
And down in turn number 1, will he be able to keep the moves, make the move stick is the question. Down towards turn 2, it looks like it should be good enough for the AT&T Chevrolet to complete the pass on his teammate, who's fighting hard for that 6th position.
I mean, Onjek made his first start last weekend, so he's trying to get up there in the points for sure.
And Duncan completes the move, although to be fair, Duncan needs the points too from his teammate there. That's 40th in the points coming into this one.
Well, everybody in the top 10 in points have had struggles. I think the highest one beside Dixon is the highest one.
Well, doing
besides
a check-in,
JT
JT Bryant is last scored in 10th. Shelton and Rowe have run into issues today. The 08 is in 18th. Let's see. 21 still hasn't returned to the race, but yet hasn't been officially ruled out.
It must have been towed somewhere high in the track. The 12 is out that day.
37th. Shelton actually is back on track, sorry. So in 38th, 2 laps down.
Correct. So whatever happened there, we can't speculate yet.
And Onjek still trailing 31, going to try and learn some things from his RCR teammate.
Yes, that's the Duncan's ran to season 1, right?
Correct. One of the original 42.
Correct. That's so he should be learning some lessons from right there. His on jack is oh no!
All over his teammate.
That's gonna be a bad team meeting at RCR.
Well, it depends on what happens here. Onjack unrelenting as he comes into pit lane. Henry Williams also pits. Tim Randolph on pit lane.
We're gonna finally have a
JT
lead.
Bryant, Amy Shelley also pit, as well as Gardner. Pretty Shaw's off in the dirt.
Oh, that's not pretty right there.
Mary Shelley also pits there. Is Jack Halleck going to try and make the move on Chris Louvier down the front straightaway? Louvier trying to pick the draft off of the 2, though.
Yep, the 2 car. I forgot the 2 car was even this race too.
Right side's at least up and down the pit lane there.
Aaron Thane, who had an engine problem in practice, they made the race, but not really running too competitive today.
And Gene Sanford trying to battle with brother Henry Sanford and Chris Wilson back here.
Oh, Chris Wilson's pushing Henry into the corner.
Meanwhile, back here, Tim Randolph rejoins the race right behind the 26 and the 99 once again.
Yeah, Kowals hasn't done much today. We've seen the 17 go off. That's 99 actually ahead of him.
I said 99.
Yeah, I missed. There's Henry Williams falling right behind him.
Rob Evans out behind the 83 right now. So the 18 did manage to jump the 09 on pit lane.
Yeah, the 18 seem like they have a good pit crew. I mean, it makes sense. It's Joe Gibbs.
And looking back through here at some of the drivers that have come off the pit lane, Austin Plants right there. Matt Dixon is closing the gap on the 87 there.
Yeah, Hunt Brothers Pizza number 70.
Zach Rogers just inside the shot there in third. And we expect the 87 on pit lane this time by based on what's happened so far in this race. To be fair, actually, I expect the 70 and the 19 on pit lane this time by as well.
Yep, here they come.
Now,
Duncan.
Will Jack James be able to go an extra lap on his pit stop on this green flag cycle?
Here they go.
So far, Jeffrey White also pits. Survey says for the 28, stays out an extra lap once again.
Well, if he pits
I think 28 can make it on one more stop from here.
Well, if 12 to 28 pits in the last lap, he's going to lose.
Well, actually, wait, no. I'm just looking at it because he probably is going to pit the next time by, which is probably just out of the window to be able to make it on one more stop.
Tim Randolph and that beautiful. Well, that car was pretty. They made a chase last season. I believe Tim was same car from last year, right?
Correct. He's one of the drivers that returned to the same ride. There's Matt Dixon coming off the pit lane.
Randolph's best career finish is third. I believe he got it at the road course at Cleveland. I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Not gonna be it. Oh, Max Anderson actually beat the 60 off.
Oh, thank the Lord!
Max Anderson has jumped the 60 through the third round of pit stops. Matt Dixon is possibly looking for third then on Henry Williams.
Thank the Lord. What the hell happened? The
and
60
now
part...
Tim Randolph is going to be in traffic for the first time today.
Well, he was in traffic for the first 2 laps, but first time since lap 2.
I mean, other than pit stop cycles is what I'm trying to say. Bill Bragg Jr. on pit lane again, as well as Adam Flickinger. They are way out of pit cycle right now.
Yeah, seriously.
Now, can Anderson hold off the 60 is going to be the real question. He's got fresher tires.
I want to know where Furniture Row's getting these good engines from.
Well, right now it's the pit crew that's actually gotten them out in front, not the engine.
Yeah, those Hendrick developmental pit crews are working to their magic.
Although Randolph trying to find a way around this 87 as they go through the kink, he's going to actually come right back up to the back bumper of that Furniture Row Chevy. Meanwhile, in the back of the shot, Rob Evans trying to catch up to the 70. Randolph had to check up a little bit. Jack James is on pit lane on lap 20. As expected there, able to go 1 lap farther. I think what it is at this point, everyone's got one more pit stop, is what I'm thinking, actually.
Yeah, and the 60 is all over that bumper.
Can Anderson hold him off? And if so, for how long? And can he open the door for someone else to also get up there? Rob Evans trying to find a way around the 70 as well. The battle for fourth rages on.
Yep, the 09's been up there all race long.
Randolph has not yet been able to make a move on the 87 for the race lead. And Randolph's going to go a little bit wide.
Wow, I can't believe it. Max Anderson's our saving grace.
Max Anderson, Captain Cool underneath the 87 right now. As Evans now all over the back bumper of the 70 will check out the battle for fourth, while Randolph has to close back in on the 87.
We should give the 87 like 10 bonus points just for dethroning Tim Randolph.
Evans now going to peek to driver's left off turn number 3. Not able to make the move yet. Stick. William Duncan, how about that? Up into 7th now through that pit stop cycle. JT Bryant having to fend off from Amy Shelley in the battle for 10th.
First row gets 2 cars to the top 10. The hell?
Well, not yet. Amy Shelley still has to pass 1 car to do so. And right now, JT Bryant playing wide. How wide can I go here right now?
That sounds so wrong. But here comes the 78 car to the bottom there.
And Evans did lose some ground there. Unfortunately for Amy Shelley, it's the wrong spot of the track to really gain some ground.
Yeah, she won in Atlanta, so it looks like pretty much she'll be locked at the next week's race at Sin City, not Las Vegas, Auto Club.
Good job. As Shelley took a peek to the right-hand side of the track there, gonna make the move down into Canada corner, pulling out the move in JT's spot on JT Bryant.
Yeah, not really good day for Furniture Roll. I don't think Anderson's not even close to the top 30 in points, so. Wait, that was a really bad fail.
Anderson is 14th in points.
For some reason, I thought he was 50th.
And JT Bryant now making the move once again on the 78 down the front straightaway. Fierce battle for 10th right now.
Didn't Anderson miss a race too?
Correct. So did Wilhoit, who's ahead of him in 13th.
Well, the 87 won the DQ race at Atlanta, and the 78 car won the main race, so didn't really have a swap right here.
Rob Evans now making the move on Matt Dixon for 4th. Zach Rogers going to try and find a way around as well, as the lead up to 1.3 seconds for Max Anderson.
Looks like the 60 car, the brakes are fading on that car right there.
And down into turn number 3 for Zach Rogers. Going to try and make the move on Matt Dixon. Not able to complete the pass yet through turn number 3.
Anybody fall out of the race?
Not since William Brock in the 20.
Pretty clean and green race, unlike we've seen the DQ race. Like I mentioned, people
Jack
still
now
running.
having to fend off from Ryan George. That is for the 8th spot. Onjek has gotten the spot away, and now Ryan George trying to find a way back on by.
Yeah, you won't see anybody passing in the gravel in this race.
I would hope not.
Well, that would be the greatest pass in the series history.
Really would have been, considering all of the settings. As, Randolph not able to really close the gap yet on that 87. Here comes Ryan George trying to take 8th back away from the 07 down into Canada corner.
Well, something to look forward to is that final corner. As the brakes start fading, watch out for the corner. Somebody maybe sliding the tires. It might cause a wreck.
We'll have to wait and see how the brakes hold up here, as we expect some sort of wear and tear on them for 31 laps here. I mean, you use the brakes a lot for a road course, so.
I would hope so. We're not going to pull a mini there.
Ryan George able to complete the pass. Now Matt Dixon trying to find a way back around the 19. That would be a battle for the 3rd spot, as Henry Williams is on pit lane in the 18 car. Rob Evans now in 3rd, Zach Rogers 4th, and Matt Dixon in 5th. So look, actually that's Henry Williams shortcutting this, and I'm not sure he can make it the rest of the way.
Yeah, 8 laps is going to be a tall order.
We've only really seen them go 6 or 7 laps, and Henry Williams is pitting with 8 laps to go here at Road America.
Yeah, that wasn't the brightest move in the world.
And he's not, well, Shelton's on different pit strategy with the lap numbers anyway, so. Now, Zach, we go back to the battle for third position with Zach Rogers, Rob Evans, Matt Dixon, and William Duncan here. Matt Dixon went a little bit wide, not going to open the door yet for the 31 though.
Correct, as here they come down here.
Through the carousel here at Road America, all basically evenly spaced out too. It's not quite a battle, but yet it's also not that far off of one either.
No, Charles, we're practicing social distancing. Come on.
As right now, Rob Evans doesn't mind that, considering he's the lead car of that social distancing.
See, there's even so many social distancing in the porta potty right there.
I'm not even going to touch that subject. As Zach Rogers trying to find a way, as Ryan George has caught up to these guys a little bit. Rob Evans was the first of the leaders to pit. And he's going to pit this time around on lap 23.
Well, these guys can't make it to the end. I'm not sure they can't make it.
Well, he is pitting with 8 to go. Sorry, Henry Williams having to go 9 laps. So I'm not sure Rob Evans is going to be able to make it the rest of the way either.
Yeah, it's going to be borderline.
They are going to have to stuff that tank full of fuel for the Phoenix Racing Chevrolet to have any shot of it.
I won't touch that subject, but here comes the 09 on the pit road here.
And it looks like at least left side, so this might be a 4-tire change for Rob Evans. Considering you had to fill it up, well, nope, it's going to be 2 tires only for the 09 car. Meanwhile, James Qualls back here with Stephen Paul III and Brett Moma. That is a battle for 31st. Henry Williams has cycled around ahead of them, and Rob Evans will beat the 18 out of pit lane.
Whoa, Qualls a little wide right there.
Austin LaPlante also on pit lane.
Nice.
And now that moves third place over to Zach Rogers' hands, as he now tries to fend off from Matt Dixon for third, and then William Duncan now into the top 5. Now, we're mentioning the final pit stops. I believe at least, that the pit window to make it the rest of the way will open up this time by. Although, to be fair, I should say this. I think Jack James has made it 8 laps. If one person was able to have made it the 8 laps, it would have been Jack James. But the only way he's winning this race is to actually, I think the only way he would have won is to actually make it the rest of the way without pitting. So.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening.
Max Anderson able to stay out, and now Tim Randolph going to have to try and get the jump on him by undercutting the 87. And it looks like the 60 is going to be all by himself. Never mind, Amy Shelley also pits. The JT Bryant also pits with 7 laps to go here at Road America. Johnny Gardner also in. Mary Shelley should be pitting. She will. Zorline will also pit. Gene Sanford, Allie Nelson on pit lane.
It's Jack James.
There is the aforementioned Jack James trying to make a move on Chris Wilson. That would be for 25th position on the racetrack. Granted, a little bit higher up actually with the pit stops, but you get what I mean.
Yeah, here he comes driving. Whoa, almost took out Randolph right there.
And Jack James going to try and make the move on Chris Wilson. Not able to make it stick yet as they go down turn number 2. He's going to have to fall back in line. And Randolph off the pit lane.
Because even if the 28 stays out the rest of the way, there's no way he's holding off the 60.
And at this point, I don't even think, with how close the 60 is, I don't think the 28 has the 87 beat.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So it's going to be very close with Jack James, and really their only way to hope to get a good finish is probably going to be to make it the rest of the way on fuel. And you see the drivers off pit lane right there. So Bill Bragg Jr. also on pit lane.
Yeah, a lot of cars still running after 25 laps. That's really good.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they last pit around lap 19. Around lap 19, so this would be about the 6th lap mark. We expect to see Max Anderson on pit lane for what would be his final stop, and I am utmost confident that he can definitely make it the rest of the way. Anyone else that has pit so far, a little bit question mark. Who knows? 60 might be borderline to make it. Who knows? But these drivers in the top 10 pitting this time around, and I know that they can make it. So money stops here at Road America for those drivers. And it looks like all of them are pitting and taking advantage of it right here. The only question is going to be, does Jack James stay out an extra lap, or does he pit this time around? And no, he does not go the extra lap. So Randolph now, it's going to be, where does he cycle out in relation to the 87 Furniture Row Chevrolet?
Getting close.
Not even close. There's the 87 right up there.
Wow.
So the 87 going to extend their gap, actually, on pit lane. That looks like it's a good 2 seconds.
Yeah, so I can't believe the 60 had a lot of fall off in this race.
And now Rob Evans looks to be in third, Zach Rogers possibly fourth, and Matt Dixon in fifth. Ryan George is sixth, battle for seventh between William Duncan, Amy Shelley, and Henry Williams.
Amy Shelley quietly sneaking away up there. Pretty Shaw actually having a good run in 10th place. How about a shout out to them?
Last scored in 10th. We'll kind of wait to see where timing and scoring cycles everyone out.
Correct.
Mainly because also the 60 hasn't even been scored in the top 10 yet.
Oh, very true.
So Amy Shelley looks to be in 7th. Now Henry Williams, William Duncan battling for 8th position. Henry Williams will grab that spot away from the 31. And that means JT Bryant would actually be in 10th.
Correct.
As Amy Shelley trying to close in on the 49.
And Amy Shelley got a good car. Oh, boy.
Well, not where she would have wanted to make the move, but unfortunately, I mean, when you get a run, you got to take advantage of it.
Especially with these cars when it's hard to get on throttle.
Oh! Nearly a wreck in the kink, as now JT Bryant got a run on William Duncan coming through the kink as well, down towards Canada Corner.
If Amy had balls, that was a ballsy move right there. My God, she threw it in there.
That was a very interesting line to have taken for Amy Shelley.
Yes, very. You know, by the time we finished the recording, the premiere will still be going on.
Well, yeah, obviously, but we'll miss the start of it probably.
Yeah.
As I think Onjack is in 11th. We'll see what timing scoring says. As the battle between the 18 and the 78 now. So Henry Williams able to take advantage of Amy Shelley's screw up there.
Everybody's still in the field. I think somebody's.
Adam McDowell, Chris Louvier on pit lane.
They ran into trouble. Anybody else run into trouble?
So LeDuc now is in 12th. 13th is Jack Halleck. No one is officially out of the race. Pretty Shaw is in 14th. Mary Shelley 15th. Henry Sanford 16th. Isaac Flickinger 17th. Gene Sanford 18th. Jonathan Zorland is in 19th. Kira Arenthate is 20th. And apparently the gap is less than a second up front.
Interesting.
Showing you the rest of the field. Shelton on pit lane. Jeffrey White has blown up. And for Bill Braddock Jr. as well.
Oh, that's going to be a bad day at the Roush camp.
And that is less than a second. Tim Randolph has somewhat caught the 87 of Max Anderson. So we might have a battle for the lead yet here at Road America in the closing stages.
I think Brendan Patterson's coming out of retirement to whoop these boys' ass.
Rob Evans a distant third in his own zip code right now. 4.5 seconds back.
Yeah, Rob Evans was on that Sunday drive.
You know what, though? That is not a bad spot to be with 4 laps to go at Road America.
And he finished third in the Daytona 500, so it's annulment.
As Randolph trying to look for a spot. Anderson went a little bit wide.
Blocked him!
And he's going to force Randolph to go around the outside of the final corner.
Whoa, that was a ballsy block right there.
And it worked, though, because although now drag race down the front straightaway, Rob Evans pits.
So that means the 60 can't
to go.
The 60 pitted next lap, so he can't do it. Where's Jack James?
Well, Jack James pit the same lap as Anderson.
Oh, so they can't make. Who's going to make it?
Tim Randolph back to the race lead.
But for how long? Maybe Randolph decided to push it now because he knew he can't make it.
Ryan George trying to take 5th away from Matt Dixon.
But yeah, Bam Racing won at Michigan, so they what's the word I'm looking for? They have less wins in their few starts.
Zach Rogers also now got promoted to 3rd with Rob Evans pitting. That's actually, sorry, the battle for 4th because Evans was scored in 4th.
Only if that was...
Huh?
So only if that was the finish. It's only 8. It was 8 1,000 still line.
That was hundredths, by the way. Second number is hundredths. You don't get thousands on that scoreboard. As Dixon and George battling hard for 4th now. George trying around the outside now of turn 3. Gonna clear into 4. Cuts off the 70. Now does Matt Dixon have anything for the 49 car? Ignition problems for the 16 according to the official DNF list. George all over track right now in front of Matt Dixon. As they come through the kink, Matt Dixon gonna try for a good line here to try and get a run on the 49 down towards Canada corner. Gonna check in on Tim Randolph, who has gapped the 87 right now, so it looks like car just not there for Max Anderson as he's sliding wide. Now off the final corner, Tim Randolph's gonna have to pit with 3 laps to go. Or is coming to 3 to go. Max Anderson back to the race lead. Zach Rogers is able to stay out. Amy Shelley can't make it. Henry Williams unable to make it. Who's gonna have enough fuel to make it to the finish? LeDuc's able to stay out another lap. Looks like a lot of drivers starting to run wide in a lot more corners.
Well, yeah, the tires are starting to wear right there, so it's going to cause more tire wear.
Tires, among other things. Randolph down and away. 2 tires on his car, just the right side tires for the 60.
Yeah,
where is he going to cycle out? Oh, contact the 88 and the 60!
Oh, man, John, the door line.
As Zorline was trying to make the move on Gene Sanford, makes contact with the 60 of Tim Randolph.
That's going to be the end of the day for them.
So Randolph, though, now holds on in front of the 28 of Jack James. Ali Nelson going to try and get 19th away from the 28 team. Sanford now on Sanford. That is for the 15th position.
That's a lot of sand right there.
Henry gonna try and overtake Gene Sanford. Is not able to, not necessarily, not yet at least. Now into the right-hander, Gene Sanford cuts off the 7. 7 goes a little bit wide. It's gonna open the door for the 37 Akira Arenthade.
Who is
they both slide wide.
So who can make it 2 laps on fuel? That's a $1,000 question.
Well, right now it's still 3 laps. As they'll be coming to 2 to go this time by. Max Anderson into the final corner.
Oh, the brakes are fading, and he can't make it.
No,
yes,
he
can't.
stays out again. So he'll see 2 to go this time by.
Oh, that's right. There's 2 to go, and they can make it so far.
So far, they're still not pitting. William Duncan will stay out. He's last scored now in 6th.
Oh, this is career suicide.
On Jack now is in 7th. LeDuc will be in 8th after the pit stops. Or sorry, he'll be in 7th actually.
He might actually have to. Oh boy, everybody's staying out. I'm surprised. Where did they get the fuel mileage from?
Oh,
whoa!
Henry Sanford slid off the final corner.
Well,
Jack James now making the move on Tim Randolph.
That could be for the win. To be honest, they might have to pit on the white flag lap, and somebody pitted in the top 10.
I think what you're seeing is the timing scoring just catching up with last lap, because Randolph was last scored in 4th.
Man, Tim Randolph, the dominating car of the day, the dominating car of the weekend, just got in trouble.
And now having to fend off from the 28 and the 22 here on.
Where are you going, Wilson?
Wilson runs a little bit wide. That's going to open the door possibly for Rob Evans, who's now back into the top 20.
Who can make it? Because I don't know. It's going to be tough for Anson. They're going to run out on the white flag lap.
Now Wilson going to make the move on Tim Randolph down towards turn 3. Here comes Rob Evans. We know Evans can make it.
Yeah, we do know. We know the 60 can make it too.
Oh, problems for Jack Halleck.
Halleck blows up.
The 27 has just shut off with 2 to go.
Oh man, that's typical Bill Davis racing right there.
You hate to see it there. Jack Halleck had a good run going, and they came into this one. They were, where were they at in points?
They were pretty down points.
They were 45th in points coming in.
Yeah, that's not going to be good. And now we're going to see I don't think the 87 can make it. I'll be very shocked if they don't pit.
Into the final corner, they'll see the white flag. It'll be one lap to go for Max Anderson. Does Zach Rogers have enough to make it as well?
I can't believe any of these guys got enough fuel to make it. There's no way. They're going to run out.
The white flag has started for Max Anderson. He's got a 7-second lead over the 19 of Zach Rogers.
There's no way. I can't believe it. There's no way this car has much good fuel economy in it.
Well, remember, he pit with 6 laps to go. That might be the key point. Allie Nelson has to pit from 16th.
Of course, Allie Nelson has to pit. What else is new?
Chris Wilson makes the move. Will Hoyt and Brian Hart had to pit. Johnny Gardner with damage in the 25.
Yeah, that's going to be a side-by-side there.
Now the real question is, how well can these drivers do to make it the rest of the way? These drivers right here are not saving fuel, but Max Anderson has plenty of room to save all the fuel he needs on this final lap. Max Anderson, I believe, is looking for his first career win.
Yes. He can coast. He can literally coast from here.
Well, I mean, he can't coast from here. He still has the uphill portion of the track. But he's got just a handful of corners left to go. Zach Rogers nowhere in sight behind him. Ryan George looking for second possibly on the 19. And it doesn't look like we'll have a battle for second either.
And off the court, if the 87 pits, I'm going to cry.
Just 2 more corners left to go for Max Anderson. Race number 4 in Furniture Racing, looking for win number 2 on the season. 1 more corner to go. Does he pit? No, he doesn't. Nope. The run to the line. If he can make it over the hill, he could coast. Max Anderson will win the NASCAR NumberSite.org 500. He wins at Road America.
Oh, what a finish. That was a lot. That was a great finish right there. That's some stock car racing right there.
Zach Rogers second, Brian George and Matt Dixon third and fourth. William Duncan keeps up his Road America streak at 5th. Onjak 6th.
LeDuc is not coming to the line.
Was 7 seconds back. There's LeDuc in 7th.
His first top 10.
Next should be Pretty Shaw in the 01. There she is. There's Mary Shelley in 9th. Isaac Flickinger 10th. Gene Sanford ends up 11th on the day. Zorline, Henry Sanford. There's Jack James. Randolph and Evans end up battling for 17th to the line. Amy Shelley 20th.
Oh, wow. Stephen Paul III, 21st. What a comeback for him. He's back at all races.
Gardner's going to end up 26th. Nelson 27th after pitting on the final lap.
That flagman, man, his arm is about to fall off.
There's Will Hoyt across the line. Still waiting now on the 55. There he is.
Most pitted.
There's Jack Halleck. The heartbreak there for them. Piston issue on Chris Louvier's car.
The 44 is yet to retire.
Austin LaPlante's going to end up the day in 31st. Adam Flickinger actually got 32nd away from Bill Bragg Jr. And there is the 17.
Yeah, a lot of damage to the car, though.
And so with that, that will do it here today for the NASCAR NumberSite.org 500. Max Anderson, your winner, his first career win in the Coke Vanilla Cup Series. There's too many C's there. Top 10 today, Zach Rogers, Ryan George, top rookie in third, Matt Dixon fourth, William Duncan, Peter Onjek, Rafael Leduc, Pretty Shaw, Mary Shelley, and Isaac Flickinger, the top 10. Steven, your final thoughts?
Definitely a really good race for Anderson to win. That's actually both Furniture Row cars win this season. That's amazing job for that small team out of Colorado. Zach Rogers has been dirt awful all season, and that is a great rebound for them. Ryan George, another good rebound. Dixon might have the points lead over JT, probably. Duncan continues his streak. On Jack and Leduc, their first career top 10s. Mary Shelley actually could be the points leader too, because she was ahead of Dixon. Isaac Flickinger gives the 2-car a top 10 finish and his best run since his win at 8 Bull last year. Sanford also could be another one. She had 11th place after Jess had problems with the points. CM Paul the third, 21st. That's a good comeback for them. Wilson, who started in the back, finished 16th. And some other good noticeables right there. Henry Williams, he was up there for most of the race, had problems. And some guys who had some bad results down here. Momo was up in the front. Alexander Rowe was top of the points. Mark George used the past champions for nothing. Halleck had problems at the end.
Not for nothing. I mean, that still gets him more points than going into the D&Q race.
Well, just about 6 more points. The 46 LaPlante had a bad race. So next weekend, we're going to pack our bags from Wisconsin to our freezing to the California to go visit Charles at his house. And we're going to be running at the 2-mile track. So good job to Max Anderson. He's very consistent driver. Like I said, last year had a lot of top 20 runs. And now with this strong 87 team, I look for him to be a championship threat. I know it's only 4 races, but Anderson looks really good in that car.
Well, he should be able to move his way into the top 10 points after that finish. Congrats to Max Anderson on the win. I'd like to thank you all for joining and watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe if you haven't today for more gaming and racing related content. I'm Gorn Fan1 for Stephen Paul III. This has been a production of the NRSL. We'll see you guys next time.
See you guys.